Peace, love, and about our hair grease, y'all. What is good? It's Shot Gemini returning once again for another amazing video. Okay, I know I've been gone for a hot minute, but I do have like this whole week off, so like I plan on just bringing out more content and more ideas that I've been realizing by just simply living day to day. Okay, so today is this topic rather, I should be saying, is something that I have been experiencing in my life probably for like the past month, and I'm starting to kind of get the idea of what it actually means. Okay, so I want to really talk about detachment, okay, and what it really means to detach on your spiritual journey, and especially if you're doing magic and your rituals as well. Okay, I got this. I think the person who helped me with this idea is my friend D. Hi D, how you doing? She is a Pisces, and yeah, she kind of really helped me understand this level on a more evolved level. Because y'all know Pisces is the 12th house, is the last sign of the zodiac. It deals with separation. It deals with the worlds that are not seen in the third dimensional realm. Okay, the worlds that are not seen with these two eyes. Okay, so it's really refreshing to have a friend who's an evolved Pisces, because I've experienced unevolved Pisces or immature Pisces. So that energy has been really prominent in my life, but now I understand it because I'm with somebody who's evolved just like me. So it's really refreshing, and it's really good to really have that experience and connect with people like that. Okay, so detachment. Okay, so I've been studying more about dimensions lately. Okay, and as I stated before, that you exist on all levels. Okay, as I stated, you should know this by now. If you don't know, that you are not the body, you are not the flesh. You are just the entity residing in the flesh. Okay, you are the player in the game. Okay, you are the player in Assassin's Creed, and the real you is the dude or the gal who is behind using the control to play the game. Okay, that is what you are. Okay, so let's first start there to get really that understanding. All right, so in regards to dimensions, I've been studying obviously from the first dimension to the 12th dimension, and it's this video that kind of helped me really get a higher understanding of it. You might need to watch it more than one time to really grasp, the different levels of existence beyond the third dimension. But basically, dimensions, as I said before, are just different perceptions of time. Okay, so in the third dimensional world, which is right now, which is what you can see, hear, feel, taste, and touch on a basic mundane root chakra level. Okay, you access these higher dimensions based on your crown and these upper chakras. Okay, so you're not going to physically see these dimensions. These dimensions are experienced on a more higher level via your emotions, via your intellect, depending on what elements and what signs fall into your fourth house, your eighth house, and your 12th house. Okay, these are the water signs: Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Okay, so whatever signs that you have on the cusp of these houses is going to tell you how you access the spiritual realm. Okay, because water signs are the spiritual realm. Water signs deal with intuitions and the higher realms that we can't see in this 3D dimension. Okay, so understanding that dimensions are merely different perceptions of time. There's no such thing as time, really. So once you really access the fourth dimension and above, you start to understand that time is just not only relative, but time just doesn't exist how we view it from in the third dimension, from past, present, and future. Okay, really all that the higher dimensions are on a scientific level is subatomic particles comprised of waves of probability simply by acts of observation. Okay, that is really the quantum physics aspect of time that I can put into words to relate to the third dimension. Okay, so y'all will be able to understand it. Okay, so as you begin to access higher dimensions and as you begin to access these higher levels of yourself, because you exist on more than just one level of existence. Okay, you exist in the 4D, you exist on the 5D, you exist in the 50, the 6D, 7D, and above. Okay, so as you begin to climb and experience these higher dimensions, you begin to experience detachment. Why? Because really in this physical body, okay, there are many personas to ourselves when we're in this physical body. Okay, I'm gonna just hit on the two main ones, which is really your ego, who you think you are, the persona that you created so that you may survive into this world. Okay, and then there's your real self, the soul that exists. That's why people say, we're moving to the 5D, da 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 da. That means your soul is actually coming forth, and really your humanity is taking a step back, or the ego is taking a step back. Okay, so when you're doing magic, okay, you're basically tapping into these other realms, 4D and above, and you are tapping into the chaos realm. If I'm talking about in regards to the left hand path, okay, or the path of basically the path of darkness. Okay, so when you're on the left hand path and the path of darkness, like I explained, it has nothing to do with being evil. It has nothing to do with being sinister. It has everything to do with just you understanding who you are, and you're merging with source, because you are source, or you are God, or you are that divine intelligence, and you're just creating the change in your 3D reality that you can see with these two eyes here, and you're making your reality based on your creation. Okay, so when you are practicing magic, okay, that's why a lot of people tell you that when you do rituals, yes, it's good to put all your intention and all that you want to see into that ritual, but after the ritual is done, you let it the fuck go. Okay, this is why, and this is more 5-dimensional consciousness, because in 5-dimensional consciousness, when you're out of 4D, 4 dimension is where we begin to understand that time is all the same. Okay, that the past, present, and future are all in one. Okay, the 5D is taking a step above that and understanding that, okay, well, cut out the middleman, cut out the past and the present, and just be that which I want to become. Okay, this is why in Law of Attraction, or in The Secret, I have that book as well, The Secret, they tell you basically to become that of what you want to create, or that of what you want to manifest, or that of what you want to see in your external reality. Okay, because we understand by now that your mental constructs and your mental state really reflect your external world. Okay, so like I said, it sounds corny as hell when people like change your thoughts and then your reality will manifest through that. Well, that makes a lot of sense, because you access the higher dimensions through your mind, through your thought, through your crown chakra. Okay, so that is where that comes from. All right, so when you're doing magic, it's really important, or when you're doing candle magic, whatever type of magic that you do, it's really important that you have detachment from the outcome, because you understand that you sent that energy out there. I am source, I create. What is it that I desire? It's already here. So there's no need for me to worry. There's no need for me to be so concerned, like, oh my God, did the ritual work? Did I do it right? Did I put enough oil on my candle? Did I light my candle right? Did I meditate right? You know what I'm saying? Those are all human things. That is your ego speaking to you, okay? The ego is only meant for the 3rd dimension world, okay? The 3D world, this world that we can physically touch and see, and our senses can really detect. Okay, so when you're, like I said, when you are doing magic, that is the number one key for your rituals to come into fruition, is by detachment. Okay, understanding that whatever it is that you wanted to manifest is already done. You know what I'm saying? So I don't, like a lot of people say, so mote it be. I like to say it is done. because when you say it is done, it's already manifested. You know what I'm saying? All you got to do is sit back and kick back and just watch whatever you wanted to manifest come to fruition. Now, that doesn't mean when you do a ritual and when you do your magic, you just don't do anything to you just sit back and just don't do anything. You have to put in some type of effort, or just a little bit, not a lot, some type of your own influence to make that shit come to fruition. Okay, so if you want your promotion at your job or something like that, you wouldn't just slack off, and you wouldn't just be lazy at your job. Okay, you would actually do things to get you noticed by your boss, or you would actually do things to get you recognized by your coworkers. Like, hey, this person's really doing a good job. Maybe this person deserves that promotion or that pay raise that that has been offered on the table, that has been going around. Okay, that is how you do your magic. You give your magic a little helping hand. Okay, you just don't yet, with the sense of detachment. Okay, and I think I've struggled with that in the past. I'm not even gonna lie, I have struggled with that. But when I realized I manifest the smallest things by just simply having the confidence and knowing, okay, it's already manifested, it's already done. Like I said, that confidence just comes from the other dimensional realms, okay, where time doesn't exist. So if you understand, if you're able to access your higher self, or access where you exist in other realms besides Earth and besides the 3D realm, you will begin to understand, and you will begin to know that time doesn't exist, and what you really want is manifested. So you bring that same mentality, as above so below, when you begin to tap into those upper realms, and you bring them down into the third dimension. Okay, and I know it's hard because when we're in the body, everything does seem real. Everything does seem very, very, very real. Okay, but like I said, that's the trick. Okay, that's the trick when you reincarnate into this body. It's like a dream that really seems real. And it's the same thing as above so below. When you sleep and you have a dream, you be like, damn, like that shit really seemed like it was like a real thing. It's the same thing as above so below. Okay, it's the same thing here. It seems like this shit is real. It seems like this shit is, the end all be all, and it's not. Okay, now me talking about detachment does not mean you just ignore your human things, or things in the human realm. Okay, you have to maintain a balance. And yesterday, I have a conversation with my father, and this really made me understand this. Okay, sometimes I can really isolate myself because I'm either keeping to myself, meditating, studying, just enjoying my own presence. Okay, but in the human realm, I recently realized that, you can't just, this is common sense, but you can't just completely detach from your humanity because you are still in the body. It's about maintaining balance between the spirit world and the physical world. Like I said before, if your physical world is not intact, you won't be able to master the spiritual world. So being able to just ascend and get the fuck out of here is not going to work for you, because you have to master this realm as well as the spirit realms. Okay, and like I said, I think that's a lot of problems with this new age movement. You know what I'm saying? Like when they do peace and love, and love and light is going to save us, and love and life is going to be the end all be all. No, because if something catastrophic was to happen in your outside environment, you can't have love and light all the time. You know what I'm saying? You have to delve into something other to combat what's going on in your outside environment. You know what I'm saying? So this is why I tell people you need to delve into the darkness, because the darkness in the other side, or the left-hand path, is going to save you if you incorporate both ideologies into one. All right? So really, with the relationship with my father, he kind of helped me understand in his perspective. Like I said, my father obviously isn't in the occult. He obviously, isn't into certain things that I'm into, but he's very understanding. He's very open to what I do. Okay, and I think both of my parents are now starting to understand, like, what I do is who I am, and they're starting to be more accepting of me because I'm their child. Okay, and My dad made me realize, even though detachment is essential in this world, you know what I'm saying, you are in a physical body. Now, this doesn't mean when you're in a physical body, you overly attach yourself to the things, but you still have to tend to certain things in the 3D realm, okay? Same thing with like relationships, okay? A lot of people, especially in my generation, like I said, I feel like I'm 73 in a fucking 23-year-old body, okay? So when I say my generation, I'm just saying in a 3D perspective to people in their 20s, okay? A lot of people in their 20s associate being possessive and obsessive and clingy as love, okay? And really, that indication really comes back to something that was missing in somebody's childhood, okay? So people really in my age group and other age groups, I'm sure, really associate attachment to somebody else as love, okay? When really you can't do that because you don't own other people. You don't own another person, okay? Because you have to think about it in the big picture, okay? When you die, okay, it's up to you to either go to the light or go to, the darkness. Now, if you go to the light, you know what I'm saying, that is a high possibility that you may be reincarnated and back in the delivery room starting a new life again. That's not the objective, okay? But when you die, you're going to be by yourself, okay? Nobody is going to come with you when you start to make that transition from this realm to the afterlife permanently. Okay, this is what I'm trying to get y'all to understand. So it is about the self. It is about, really your putting your soul first, okay? Putting your spiritual needs first, all right? Of course, while considering others, but don't overextend yourself, basically. So you should always be first. Like I said, be compassionate, share, consider the other, but don't overextend yourself. Don't overcompensate yourself for others. That's basically what I'm trying to say. So when you're transitioning to those other realms and things like that, you're going to be by yourself. Your mom's not going to be there trying to help you into the afterlife. Your dad's not going to be there. Your friends aren't going to be there. Your lover is going to be there. It's all going to be on you. You're going to be alone. Of course, you're going to meet other souls in their journey, but you are naturally you. You are naturally an independent entity, okay, aside from you and source. But that's, like I said, that's common knowledge, okay? So a lot of people, like I said, really associate attachment to somebody as love, and that's not really love. It's just looking for something to really overcompensate for something that you are lacking internally, all right? And a lot of people don't understand that. So when you're loving somebody and when you care about somebody, it's best to love them without attachment, okay? Without love, without attachment is really the best form of love. I can love you enough to be like, okay, if you want to go out and you want to do other things, you want to explore other things, and I'm getting in the way, I don't have the right to tell you that you're wrong. I don't have the right to tell you to get upset. Why? Because you're your own entity. You're your own soul. You have to go and explore things that satisfy you and to make you happy. And in return, is that something I'm not comfortable with, I have the obligation to remove myself because I understand what you're vibrating on and what you want to do is not alignment with who I am and what I want to do. Okay? That is in my opinion, that's the prime key to love without attachment. So yes, I love people. I love my parents. I love my friends. But if it really came down to it, I had to really understand this. If it really came down to it, and to their evolutionary purposes, and to where they are spiritually, I would have to let them go. Okay? And this concept, like I said, deals with crown chakra work. Crown chakra is letting all that divine energy come through you and you connecting with source via this physical body. Through the crown chakra is how you access other dimensional worlds, okay? I don't know if y'all seen Avatar, The Last Airbender, but when Aang was learning about how to open the chakras, the monk, he was just like, Aang liked Katana, right? Or I think that's how you say your name. But he was just like, think of the thing that you love the most, now let it go. And then Aang started to freak out, like, why would I let Katana go to achieve basically enlightenment? And the guru explained it like, okay, like, basically the same thing I'm telling you. He explained it in his own way, And that's when Aang began to understand. So it's not that you're detaching that you don't care, but you're detaching because there is a bigger picture at hand. Okay, so that's what I mean when I'm talking about really detachment. Okay, and even detachment from human problems or human social issues that are going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just so much shit that's going on in the world right now, and a lot of people are dedicated a lot of time to it, to the point that it's keeping them in cycle, and it's just keeping them so distracted from their internal realm, from ascending, is what people will call it right now, or seeking enlightenment. Okay, and you can do that. Like I said, human problems are it's good to have, like I said, have compassion, but don't empathize. And I know a lot of empaths have this problem. A lot of empaths or people who are on this journey really want to take on the problems of the world, and they start to feel sad, and they start to feel down, and they start to feel depressed. But really, as an empath and with that energy, you have to learn how to transmute that energy to work for you, okay? So it's not that you're detaching because you don't give a fuck. It's detaching as in putting yourself first as a form of protection for you. You have compassion, and as a human, it is your obligation, or as a being in this vessel, it is, if you feel like it, your obligation to help humanity in the best way that you can and to make a difference on this realm while you're here, okay? But don't get so sucked in to humanity's problems. Same thing with like racism, okay? Now, I'm not saying this to say, you know, we are one, kumbaya, everything like that. We're not the same on a very physical plane. We're not the same, okay? We might not be the same biologically or in function, but ideally, I think when people are trying to say we are the same in regards to value. Okay, now that's relative to the individual. All right. So, like I said, with all this, you know, racial issues and things like that, it doesn't bother me anymore because I understand that I have reincarnated in a vessel that is a natural inhabitant to this planet, and also contain the same source, melanin, of energy to the universe. You know what I'm saying? I am the universe. I'm dark. My eyes are dark. My hair is dark. So that dark energy that's within the universe that created the Big Bang and this whole life that we see today, it's the same matter and it's the same forces within me. Okay, so any adversity to that, I understand that adversity, and I just don't react, you know what I'm saying, when it's a problem or when somebody says something out of pocket who does not look like me physically, okay? Because I understand who I am, and I understand from a other perspective, I am a threat to those who don't look like me. So I don't need to prove my value to somebody who's white. I don't need to prove my value to somebody who's Asian. I don't need to prove my value to somebody who might be Spaniard or Hispanic, okay? Because I understand who I am anatomically, spiritually, and biologically, okay? So racism doesn't bother me at all. I'm just saying that. So, and a lot of people get stuck in that shit because they don't know who they are. A lot of people really feel to combat racism because, especially black people, I'm speaking from the black perspective. I can't speak from anybody else's perspective because I don't physically live in that perspective. But a lot of black people, we tend to want to combat racists because we need to have the subconscious need to prove that we're of value, when in reality they know who you are. You know what I'm saying? The 1% or the elites or the Illuminati, they know exactly who you are. They know exactly what you're capable of, okay? So this is why they're able to this is why they're able to have a good offense, okay? And this is why they're able to trigger you, because they understand how you work. You don't understand how they work, okay? And how they're working is based on merely you and who you are, okay? You are already chosen. All you have to do is really choose your fucking self, okay? That's it. That's why racism does not get to me at all. I understand who I am, what I am. I understand the mitochondria E gene. I understand all that shit. So anything that's kind of against that or has hate towards that, it's just like, okay, basically, nigga, I know you hating, and what? You know what I'm saying? I'm more likely to survive the shift and all these fucking solar flares than you are. Basically, it's not an arrogant thing. It just is what it is. It just is what the fuck it is. So, I said all that to say, I don't know where the fuck that came from. But I said all that to say, don't get stuck in humanity shit. Understand that you are merely a traveler on Earth. Don't forget that you're traveling through Earth. Earth is not your home. Earth is not your home. There are so many other worlds. There are so many other dimensions. There are so many other galaxies outside from Earth. You are here on Earth to learn a lesson, learn how to manipulate energy to your liking. Because if you can't do it on the earthly realm, you damn sure can't do it on the spiritual realm. So understand that you are passing through this motherfucker, okay? Earth is not home. For me, you know what I'm saying? And I'm sure my energy is going to attract people who feel the same way, okay? So I'm not here to debate. I'm not here to get another perspective on it. I'm just speaking because I am an individual expression of the creator, okay? So basically, don't forget, have detachment in regards to the things that you want to manifest. If you're worried about how you're going to pay your bill, if you're worried about how you're going to get out of a certain situation, it's up to you to tap into the higher realms of yourself to really make that manifestation happen. And once you begin to ascend to the 5D, the 6D, the 7D, the 10D, the 12D, you start to realize this time shit, it's really nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because from the 8th dimension and above, when you're in the 8th dimension, is why 8 is shaped in the infinity sign. These are all the possibilities that can occur in the 3D realm based on 3D choices, based on your choices in this realm, okay? These are all the possibilities that can occur by your free will, okay? And by you understanding that, like I said, I'm doing a very vague understanding of the 8th dimension and the higher dimensions. When I start to really articulate them more is when I can hopefully get other people to understand. But I'll take it, like I said, I'll take a video has really gotten me into a higher perspective of it, and you'll and maybe you'll be able to understand it from really that video perspective, okay? So yeah, from the 80 and above, this is everything that's infinite in this world. And even you exist in other galaxies, you exist in other planes. And from the 90 and above is when people be thinking, people who are high or on drugs be saying, you think we exist in other galaxies and other dimensions? Yeah, you do. Because in the 90 and above, I'm somebody totally different. I don't know what I look like, but I can only relate to what I am in this 3D to 8D plane. Now, from the 90 and 12D and above, you know what I'm saying, it's only limited. I haven't gotten there yet, okay? So that's what I'm trying to tell you. Just understand that you are merely passing through this motherfucker, okay? So if you're experiencing some type of hardship, if you're experiencing any type of adversity, understand that if you tap into yourself, and if you understand who you are atomically and in other realms, there's really nothing to worry about. If you're doing the work, if you're doing what you're supposed to do, you have absolutely nothing to worry about. If you're seeing numbers, if you're seeing that at the last minute you get miracles, you have nothing to worry about. That's all I have to tell you. And it's having the detachment. Like I said, not having an attachment as I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Oh, this world is just a world. No. You have to have a balance between your higher consciousness, and you have to have the balance between who you are in the 3D, okay? Because, like I said, just avoiding things in the 3D and ascending to the 9D, that's like a form of denial, okay? You can't do that. You can't deny the fact that you're still in the body. So maintain a simple balance, okay? Especially, like I said, with all these energies in here, if you know you're chosen, you're chosen. I can't give you the criteria. I can tell you, how you're chosen. You already know. Okay? And like Buddha said, the root of all suffering is attachment. Okay? You suffer because you're attached. All right? So, however like I said, it's relative to the individual, it's relative to the soul. I can't tell you how you detach. You know what I'm saying? I can tell you how to get there and what it may mean, but I can't tell you that. All right? So that's all I wanted to say. That's what I wanted to come here for. it's really good to be back and make another video. I promise I won't be going for too much longer. I'm getting on my shit, okay? So with that being said, I post my email and all my social media content below. I am still doing readings, and I do want to thank everybody who has been reaching out to me and who has been subscribing to my channel. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you dearly. Please DM me if you're interested in any readings, any consultations, and things like that. And I'll be sure to help you with anything that you may need, okay? So with that being said, I'm out of here. I love y'all. Bye.